Hey, Greg here. So with these review helps, I'm not going to be doing all of the work, but just going over some of the main ideas, and hopefully you'll be able to complete it and then enter your answers. So, with the first one, continuous or discrete. Discrete means, can you count it? Continuous means, can you measure it? Well, there you go. Next, that one, just look up what a voluntary response is and then give your opinion. For this one, when you have a percent, you need to change that to a decimal. And then you multiply with the 562 people. And notice the question says how many people. So if your answer turns out to be a decimal, you can't have a decimal of a person. You'll need to round that to be whole people. So this one is, the key is right here. Out of the 5 sampling methods, which one is it that would get every 30th bottle of soda? So, is it possible that all 9 people in a room have the same birthday? Excuse me. So, I wouldn't say it's impossible, but it's highly, highly unlikely. Since if the people were chosen randomly, I would still say, well, it's possible, but there's a very, very, very small chance. But it doesn't even say that. So it might be you show up to some birthday club or something like that. Here's a commonly missed problem. So basically it's saying, does racing horses make people short? Well, first of all, jockeys are short. But does riding a horse make them short? Or were they already short to begin with? Another commonly missed problem in previous semesters. So if it was 1 degree and then it was 2 degrees. So is it twice as warm? Well, it is twice the number, but does that make it twice as warm? I would say, for one thing, that's freezing cold and that's freezing cold. Is it twice as warm? I don't think so. The better, more scientific way to look at it is, what method of measuring temperature are you talking about? Fahrenheit, Celsius, Kelvin? So if you look into that, you will find the solution. And as soon as I see a percent, I think, okay, use the decimal 0.53. Hey, I noticed that this one has a typo, which I thought I had fixed. This is supposed to say 5 sets. That's not really even a part of it. Anyway, so if there's 20 mice, and you find 53% of that, just as we can't have a decimal of a person, we can't have a decimal of a mouse. So how could you get 150 people out of the thousands and thousands of Hartnell students there are using the cluster? So you need to start with all of the people at Hartnell and then find out how could you make clusters so that when you have the clusters, it equals 150 people. And then, can these things be put in order, or are they just names? And then these two are out because these two mean you're able to subtract them. So an R minus a G has no meaning at all. So it has to be one of those two. Well, hope this